Hi everyone, how are you doing today? Lovely to have you in this transmission. I'm Helen Christodoulou, I'm your intuitive coach and mentor. Hey Beth, what's going on? And we've got a very interesting transmission for you this morning. Thank you, Bost, for inviting your community and followers to this transmission. What's going on today? I hope that you're all well. And we've got a very, very important transmission for you today. It's basically some questions that I'm going to throw out there to you, or some points in a way. Hey, Shining Love. And it's all about ascension trauma. And I think there's quite a few of us that are experiencing it. And I have had some clients and some of my YouTube followers and some students that are experiencing this. So I wanted to share about it. So I'm going to put out some points for you, and then we'll do a Q&A in a transmission that will follow up from this. So here we go. If you are experiencing ascension trauma, it can happen in a couple of parts, okay? So the first part is just like general awakening, okay? General awakening, which means that we are being exposed to a great many truths. That's the first part of it. And the second part of it is ascension trauma can also be, oh, lovely to have you, my love. I'm glad you're here. Thank you for being here. So the second aspect of ascension trauma could be, as we awaken, it could also mean that we become more psychic. And so as this happens, it means that we are exposed to kind of metaphysical truths and perhaps some non-material truths. You know, things that we weren't aware of before, that we become aware of now. And of course, as this happens, it may mean that our electromagnetic fields become more porous. And so in that way, it means that we become exposed to a lot more information. And some of it, it's not very nice. Some of that information is not very nice. Now, generally speaking, we could feel something along the lines of not fitting in. Yeah, we may feel that we're not fitting in anymore with our friends, perhaps with our families, perhaps with our colleagues, perhaps demographically, like where we live. Yeah, we could be experiencing in that way, experiencing it in that kind of a way. And it can be very, very tough. Yeah, sometimes there's a yearning to return home. But we don't know exactly what that means. What does that mean? Does it mean like going off world and leaving this planet, for example? What does going home mean? Or does it mean that we want to do a runner? You know, we've just had enough of it all. And sometimes we just say to ourselves, you know what? Fuck this shit, you know? And you just can't do it anymore. You just want to throw in the towel. And so this could very much create the feeling of things are so dire. Why should I be even doing this? Yeah, why should I be even doing this? Why should I bother? And it's also about, you know, when we say that ignorance is bliss, sometimes really it can be as tempting as a cake to think or feel that way. So as a result, we also may feel things like isolation. We may feel alienation. Yeah, the more that our consciousness expands. It is a very, very common symptom of an ascension or an awakening process. So this could also lead, I don't want to make it really black and dire, but I'm just discussing like the various things that actually happen to us when we are moving through our awakening and then our ascension process. And just to clarify, guys, ascension doesn't actually mean going up and leaving this domain. Ascension means you're right here. It just means that you are ascending within. Thank you. I'm glad that you are resonating, my darling. I'm glad that you are resonating. Now, the other thing that may happen is we may experience something that is called the dark night of the soul as a result of these experiences. The dark night of the soul is when everything is so bleak and so hopeless that we just feel that there's absolutely no way out. Please do not confuse this with depression. It is not the same. Depression may lead you to a dark night of the soul. But depression is not the same as a dark night of the soul, because depression usually pertains just to the psychological and emotional aspect, whereas the dark night of the soul is something way, way deeper than that. It is literally coming from your soul space. Literally. So if you were to go to a psychologist, they could not help you. If you were to get emotional therapy, it could not help you. If you were to get NLP, for example, it cannot help you. It is something much, much deeper than that. So these are all different symptoms of ascension and awakening. And the other one, of course, is when we look at it from the psychic perspective, because sometimes awakening, as we said earlier on, it could mean, about the whole psychic stuff, right? When that happens, is there a physical pain in the heart space? Yes, there can be. That sounds like my current situation. It's very current for a lot of us. Good morning, Turkish side. You mean Northern Cyprus? Good morning to you from the south. So as far as the psychic stuff goes, guys, yes. As far as the psychic stuff goes, guys, we may be feeling that there is a contamination of our human energy fields. Yeah, is that what you're feeling, Ariel, with your heart space? There could be a contamination of the human energy field. There could be a feeling that our dreams are being violated in our dream time, okay? Because what happens is as you become more psychic through your ascension and awakening, the electromagnetic fields become more porous. You had this a few years ago? Yeah, me too. So as the electromagnetic fields become more porous, it means that we become more open to the ethereal realms, other kinds of information that are not, of the physical domain. So we do become more porous. And hey, Brave Hawk, thank you for coming in. And so that means that we are therefore exposed to a lot of different kind of energies, yeah. And this could really, really traumatize one, really traumatize a person. So it really is kind of all packaged that, awakening and ascension and spiritual realization is really wonderful and beautiful, and it absolutely is. I mean, there is so many wonderful things that one can reap benefits from, from their awakening and their ascension. However, we need to be aware that it's not, a garden of roses from the word go. You're going to have to walk through the darkness. You're going to have to face your demons. You're going to have to face off with the unknown. Yes, right, Ariel? If we don't face off with the unknown, then we're going to stay in the ignorance is bliss place. But unfortunately, if we don't grow, it's like then you become stagnant, and there is nothing worse than the stagnation of consciousness. And I think if we weigh the two up, if we weigh up like awakening over here and stagnation, ignorance is bliss over here, we're going to have to say that awakening with trauma is definitely the way to go. I know it sounds awful, but it is. It's like once you start on that process, you really, really can't look back. And I've actually experienced clients and students that have actually gone back, and said, I can't do this and I'll just stay where I am. Well, you can do that, but the thing is that you will come across pitfalls once again if you do that, So, guys, what I'm going to do now is I think I've actually covered some valid points about the awakening process and how potentially it can traumatize us. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to close it right here and come back in for your Q&A. So I'll catch you in a shake of a lamb's tail, and don't touch that dial.